What is up, you guys? This is Mini Superheroes Today. And thanks to some random site that I've never heard of that's linked in the description below, we've got our first look at the 2020 Marvel and Spider-Man sets. Now, the Avengers sets are based off of the upcoming Avengers video game, and the Spider-Man sets, as far as I can tell, don't actually appear to be based on anything. But in any case, the sets are out, at least for viewing, and they should be out in January of 2020. Now, I have to say, first and foremost, guys, I'm disappointed. I'm not into any of these sets. I mean, some of the figures are cool, but before I get into ranting, because I certainly don't want to do that, but let's just go ahead and jump into the sets. We'll just look at each one individually. So, up first here, we've got 76140 Iron Man Mech. Now, I'm not sure of the prices on any of these as of this time, but honestly, guys, I'm not into mechs like this. I'm really not. If this is more than $10, I think that it would be a crime. I could see it being about $15, honestly. I could really see it being $15, but I think it should be $10. I'll get this one for the Iron Man minifigure that's exclusive, but I really don't care about the build, but I'll still review it here on the channel regardless. The next figure is 7641 Thanos Mech, which is interesting in concept, but once again, just not something I'm particularly interested in. I will get it for the figure, but if it's more than $10, I think that that's just an absolute travesty. Now next, the one we're going to look at here is 76143 Avengers Truck Takedown. And we've got Captain America and Hawkeye in this set, along with 2 AIM soldiers. Now, I'm not particularly interested in this set either. I think that the truck build is kind of weird, but once again, the figures are cool, and yeah, that's usually justification enough to pick it up, but this isn't something that I'm like dying to get on my Marvel collection shelf. Next up is 76142 Avengers Speeder Bike Attack, and this has Thor, Black Panther, and then of course another AIM soldier here. And the bike build is interesting. It kind of reminds me of the old Agents sets or Ultra Agents Lego sets, but overall, once again, this is just not something that particularly interests me. You know, I think that this could be an entire wave of Marvel stuff that you could justify bricklinking, if I'm being completely honest. Anyways, the next set that we've got here is 76146 SpiderMan Mech, and this one is one that I will most definitely be passing on, unless you guys want to see me review it on the channel. Because the Spider-Man figure is the same Spider-Man figure that not only comes with pretty much every other set in this wave, but we already got him in the last wave of Spider-Man sets. Now, if this was like some kind of variant or something figure, I think that that would be much more appealing, but as it sits, I really have no interest in this set. Moving on, we've got 76148 Spider-Man versus Doc Ock, and again, I'm not a fan of Spider-Man having vehicles. I don't understand the point, I don't understand the reason, especially not something crazy like this. You know, even at his best when Spider-Man's like in high school or college, he would never have a vehicle like this at his disposal. It makes zero sense. It looks like the Doc Ock figure is a rehashed figure just with a little bit new arm design. And then of course there's a Spider-Girl figure that's new here, but I'm gonna guess this set's $30. I'm just gonna guess. It's probably not $20. I think that that bike build is just a little too much. So I'm gonna guess it's at most $30, at least $25. But I'll get this set for that Spider-Girl, but it doesn't do anything for me, I'll tell you that much. Now next up, I will say I do kind of like this set. This is 76150 Spider-Jet versus Venom Mech, and I actually like the Venom Mech here. I'm not a mech fan, but I do like the Venom Mech. I don't think it's as good as the big Venom Mech we got in the last wave of Spider-Man sets, but it's still interesting, and I could honestly see this being like a $20, $25 set. Just like the last set, though, I see no reason that Spider-Man needs a jet like this, but the minifigures are interesting. Of course, we've got Spider-Man, which, you know, we've got a million times already. We've got a Venom, which, even though these photos are blurry, it's all we have to look at right now. This Venom appears to be the same Venom from the last wave, and the Spider-Man Noir is pretty cool, but once again, I mean, does one figure justify buying a whole set? More often than not, I would say no. Speaking of one figure justifying the whole set, here we've got 76149, the Menace of Mysterio. And this comes with, you guessed it, Spider-Man, another Ghost Spider, aka Spider-Gwen, and then a comic book Mysterio. Now, once again, does one figure justify buying a whole set? I really don't think so, but this Mysterio figure is really cool, and I could see this set being about $20. That's my prediction, because these junior sets use huge molds that take the piece count down, but they do drive the price up because, you know, the molds cost more to make like a giant helicopter piece or whatever. And then last but certainly not least, we've got 76147, the Vulture Truck Robbery. I can't quite read it, but in any case, this is a 4+ set, of course, and it comes with a new Vulture, some kind of new security guard, and yet again, another Spider-Man that looks exactly the same as all the other sets. The new Vulture is cool, and I actually have to say that I do like this truck build. Even though it's a very simple Juniors build, I think it looks really good, and it'll assimilate well into any LEGO city. So that said, needless to say, I'm not super hyped for this wave as a whole. There are definitely some neat standout figures. I'm definitely going to get all the figures from this, but as far as the sets go, man, I just don't know. I feel like it's a real letdown, especially with like the last wave of Batman sets from DC. They just keep knocking it out of the park over in the DC camp. You know, great vehicles over there, great like Batcave designs, things like that. And then here, you know, we get 50 million of the same Spider-Man figure and all these unnecessary Spider-Man builds. And I don't mean to be negative, because I'm almost negative here on the channel, but man, this is just not a wave that I can get too terribly excited for, aside from a couple standout figures. So drop a comment below, let me know what you guys think, and most importantly, let me know which sets you're most excited about. Be sure to hit like and subscribe for more LEGO Marvel news just like this, and I'll see you guys on the next video. If you liked what you saw and you liked what you heard, feel free to click that subscribe button for more LEGO content coming in the near future. So, thanks for tuning in to today's video, and until next time, build on.